Hello students. Lesson number 3, triangle inside. In last lecture, means before taking the revision of unit test, we have completed this theorem, that is, in a right angle triangle, the length of the median of the hypotenuse is half of the length of the hypotenuse. So BD, from this what we are understand, BD is equal to 1/2 AC. And I told you the steps of the tips to complete this proof, and I hope all of you completed. Okay, and you have to solve the 3.3. okay, so 3.3 you have to complete, and then we are taking the next part, that is the activity. So this activity is there. If we will see what is given inside it. So first of all, draw a segment AB. We have to draw one segment AB of a convenient length. Label the midpoint as a M. We have to take one segment, that is AB, and we have to take M as it's a midpoint, and we have to draw the line passing from point M. Then if you see here it is the segment AB, M is its midpoint, M is the midpoint, and here it is a line DC which is passing from point M, that is the midpoint of the segment. Next, what we have to do here, passing from M and perpendicular to AB. If you see here it is a perpendicular sign given. Did you notice that the line L is perpendicular bisector of AB? Okay. Now this line is there, means DC. M is the midpoint. As we know that, what is the perpendicular bisector? The line which passes from, which is perpendicular on segment and passing from the midpoint of the segment is called as a perpendicular bisector. So our line L, this is line L, here it is given L. So this is our line L, and it is passing from the midpoint of the segment, and it is also the perpendicular on the segment. That's why line L is perpendicular bisector of the segment. Now take point P. We have to take any point P on it, and we just join this AP, join AP and join PB, and measure this length AP and PB. If you measure the length, you will notice that AP is equals to PB. AP is equals to PB. This observation shows that any point on the perpendicular bisector, you have to take any point anywhere. If you join this C and A, this AC and CB, here also AC is equal to CB. Anywhere you just take point. AD if you join and DB, then AD is equals to DB. AP if you join with PB, AP is equals to PB. Means from this what we are understanding, that any point on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equal distance, means it is equal distance from the endpoints of the segment. So A and B are the endpoints, and if you are taking any point, okay, then it is at an equal distance from the endpoints of the segment, and the endpoints in the figure are A and B. Okay, now with the help of compass, they told you take any two point C and D. Okay, here C and D they had taken, which are equidistant from AB. Did all such points on a line L. What did you notice from the observation? So from our observation, what we are understanding, any point which lies on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistance from the end points of the segment. Okay, that is the conclusion we have derived from this activity. So all of you do this activity at home. You know, I taught you how to draw the perpendicular bisector for the segment. First of all, you have to draw the seg AB. Okay, and take a compass and take more than half distance in your compass, and draw the arc above the segment and below the segment by using it. From B, draw the arc which intersect the first arc, okay, and draw the line passing from this. Then you will notice that this is the perpendicular bisector of the segment, and if you take any point on this, you will notice that these points are equidistant from the from the endpoints of the segment. So this activity you have to do and send it to me. Okay. Now this only the activity we will see theoretically. Okay, now we saw it by activity. Now we will solve this by theorem, means logically we will prove that this, if any point on a line on a perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the inside, and it is actually very easy. Actually it is very easy. If you see here it is the seg AB, okay, and M is the midpoint, and if we draw the perpendicular bisector passing from point M, okay, here, and this line is, name of the line is given here L. L is the line, it is a perpendicular bisector, and we have to show that what PA equals to PB. Okay, if you think, just to think about it, how it will be, we can show that these two are congruent to, once we show this congruent to each other, then they are, what happens, they, it is proof, means it's a, if they are congruent, their measures are also equal. So if we are able to show, if we join AP and PB, then there are two triangles. Which are those triangles? Here it is PMA, this is one triangle, and another triangle is PMB. This is, I color with the red and color with the green. So these triangles are formed because of this joining AP and PB. Now in this, if we are able to prove these two triangles are congruent to each other, then by CSCT we can show that PA is equal to PB. So just think a minute, I just pause the video and just think that how we can show these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, so if you are thinking, you will notice that here AM is equals to MB. Yes, because M is the midpoint and midpoint is there, that's why AM is equals to MB. And as this line L is perpendicular on which the segment, that's why the angle PMA, this angle, and PMB, both angles are congruent to each other because each 90 degree, right? So first of all, what we shown that AM, seg AM is congruent to seg MB, right? Next, both angles are 90 degrees because it is a perpendicular bisector. So angle PMA is congruent to angle PMB, right? Because it is each 90 degree. And PM is a common side. If you see, PM is equals to seg PM is congruent to seg PM because it is a common side, and that's why these two triangles, which two triangles, PMA and PMB, they are congruent to each other by which test? Yes test of congruency. By SA test of test of congruency, these two triangles are congruent to each other, and once they are congruent to each other, their corresponding sides, that is AP, seg AP, we can show that congruent to seg PB. Okay, in that way. So if they are congruent to each other, their measures are also equal. So AP is equal to what we get it here, PB. Okay, so it is very easy. So we will see how it is shown that. So this is the statement, and as we know that the statement, if we are getting, we have to write the given at first term. So what is the given? Here line L is the perpendicular bisector of say AB. Line L is a perpendicular bisector of say AB. Then here it is written M is the midpoint of seg AB on line L. Okay, and what we have to prove? AB is equal to, PA is equal to PA and PB, its measure we have to shown equal. Now we have, for that we have to do the construction. What we have to do? We have to join this line, that is PA and PB. Okay, so PA is equals to PB, prox AP and PB we have to join. Now after joining these, we are getting two triangles. Which are those triangles? PMA, triangle PMA and PMB. In triangle PMA and PMB. Okay, in these two triangles inside, just now we seen that PM is congruent to PM because it is a common side in between these two triangles. Then angle PMA is congruent to PMB because it is 90 degree. Okay, and AM is equal to MB, it is given. Okay, so from this, okay, by AS test of similarity, the triangle PMA and PMB are congruent to each other. They may be written here. Okay, by SAS test of congruency, they are congruent to each other. Once they are congruent to each other, their corresponding sides are congruent. So here PA and PB, they are congruent to each other by CSAT, means corresponding sides of a congruent triangles. And if they are congruent to each other, their lengths are also congruent to each other. Hence, every point on a perpendicular bisector, from this what we are understanding, every point on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the end points of the segment. Okay, so if you take any point here, one more example we will see. If you are taking any point here, suppose this is point D I had taken here, and if I will join this AD and BD, okay, here also one triangle is formed, two triangles are formed. Which are those triangles? The triangle which AMD and BMD. Same thing, you have to show that DM is congruent to DM because it is common side. That is the angle AMD is congruent to BMD. Okay, and AM is congruent to MB because it is given. Then these triangles, that is AMD is congruent to DMB, and if these two triangles are congruent to each other, its corresponding side, that is AD, is congruent to DB, and AD is congruent to DB means length of AB is equal to length of BD. So in that way we can show that any point which is lies on the what perpendicular bisector of a segment, then the given then it is equidistance from the endpoints of the segment. Okay, now we will see the activity. It is given here. Okay, so first of all, here any point which is equidistance from a segment lies on a perpendicular bisector of the segment. So here it is the converse of the above theorem, that is any point above theorem, that is the point which is lies on the perpendicular bisector of the segment, it is equidistance from the endpoints, and its converse is the line which the point which lies on the perpendicular bisector of the segment if it is equidistance from the endpoints of the segment, that we have to prove. So here also same thing we have to do, that we have to show that this PMA is congruent to PMB and each it is 90 degree. So for that what we here it is steps are given. So first of all, given. So given inside what will come? Point P is any point equidistance from endpoints of AB. PA is equal to PB. So here it is PA and PB. They are equidistance from the endpoints of the segment. So it is given part. We have to prove inside in above theorem, but it is given. Next, point P is lies on the perpendicular bisector of the AB. So here it is point P and it lies on the perpendicular bisector, that is line, suppose we are taking it is L. Okay, and we have to do the construction. Take midpoint M of seg AB. We have to take M as a so here that is M is the midpoint of AB, and we have to take midpoint M of AB and draw line PM. So we have to draw this line PM. Now after joining the PM, here are two triangles. Which are those two triangles? That is PMA, that is PMA and PMB. Okay, so in these two triangles inside, okay, just now we seen that PA is congruent to PB, PA is congruent to PB. It is given. What we have to write here then? Given. What we have to write here? It is given part. Okay, AM is congruent to MB because M is the construction we had done. It is our construction. Okay, and PM is congruent to sec PM only because it is a common side. Okay, now if you see the figure that PA is congruent to PB, AM is congruent to MB and PM is congruent to PM only, that's why the two triangles formed, that is PMA and PMB, they are congruent to each other. By which test? If you see here, all sides are congruent to each other, so these two triangles are congruent to each other by yes test of congruency. Yes test of congruency. And if these two triangles are congruent to each other, their corresponding remaining angles are also congruent to each other. Okay, because here yes test we used, that's why all angles only remain. Now therefore PMA, this angle we have to take, PMA and PMB, PMA and PMB are also congruent to each other. They are also congruent to each other by CACT, corresponding angles of a congruent triangle. Okay, they are congruent to each other. They are congruent to each other and they are also in a linear pair with each other. So PMA is plus angle PMB. PMB is equals to how much it will come? 180, because as we know that they are in linear pair and the angles which are in linear pair with each other, they are supplementary to each other, so its measure is equal to 180. But here we shown that PMA is equal to PMB, so you can replace PMA with PMB, otherwise PMB with PMA. So here in our activity they replace PMA, this written as it is, but this PMB they replace with PMA, if you see here. Okay, so this angle replaced with this, and it's the reason since PMB is congruent to PMA, that's why they replace here. So its measure is 180. So PMA plus PMA, 2 PMA, and here it is 180, and this 2 it will goes here for the divide. So 280 divided by 2 is equal to PMA is equals to what we got it here, 90 degree. PMA is equal to 90 degree, means PMB is also 90 degree, means it is that line PM is a perpendicular bisector of this, say AB. We can prove in that way, we can show that. Now if you just note down this, we will take the next part. Okay, so here from this what we are understanding, what we had done, we shown these two triangles PMA and PMB congruent to each other by SSS test. Once they are congruent to each other, we have to show by CACT PMA and PMB, they are congruent to each other and they are also in the linear pair with each other, and that's why their sum is equals to 180. PMA replaced with the PMB or the PMB replaced with the PMA, and then you will get the 2 PMA or 2 PMB is equal to 180, and you just divide 180 with the 2, you will get the angle 90 degree. And from this, if the angle is 90 degree, then we can say that PM is perpendicular on AB. Okay, now we prove that the PM is perpendicular on AB. Okay, once it is perpendicular on it, and M is the midpoint also from our construction, so it is what happens, PM is a perpendicular and M is a midpoint, so PM is a perpendicular bisector of the seg AB. We are proved it. So P is on the perpendicular bisector of seg AB. So in that way we proved that the perpendicular bisector theorem, and the next it is the perpendicular bisector theorem's converse I had shown to you. Okay, and now today we will stop here only. All of you complete this activity and theorem and send me, and just do the practice of these theorems, okay, for the exam. And we will take the next theorem, that is the angle bisector theorem tomorrow in our next lecture. Okay, so okay, we'll stop here only. Thank you. Have a good day.